Welcome to Debate Classroom. In this video we are working from the C1 Core Maths textbook by Pearson, and we will be looking at Chapter 1, Exercise 1D, question 1 to 6. The instructions are factorize these expressions completely. Now when we work with a factor, you must remember what a factor is. A factor is a number that can divide into another number without leaving a remainder. Now, when we take a look at exercise 1D, they are specifically looking at the factorization by taking out a common factor, which means if we take a look at these two terms in question number 1, we can clearly see that 4 and 8 are factors of one another because we have 4 over here and 4 times 2. So we can take out the common factor, which is 4, which leaves us with x plus 2. And that's basically your answer. When we go over to question number 2, we will do the same thing. We have 6 over here, and minus 26 is 6 times 4. So here we can clearly see if we take out the common factor 6, we will be left with x minus 4. When we go to question number 3, we can clearly see in this case, maybe we can look at 10, but I think the best bet would be 5. So here we have 5 times 4, and here we have 5 times 3. And when we look at these two, it means we can take out the common factor of 5. We will be left with 4x plus 3. We go over to question number 4, the same routine. Here we can take out 2 and 1. On this side we can take out 2 and 2. So we take out the common factor 2, and we will be left with x squared plus 2. Very, very easy. Please remember that when you take out a factor, it has to be exactly the same thing for each term. When we look at question number 5, here we can see again 4 times 1. Here we have 4 times 5. And we can take out the common factor of 4. We will be left with x squared plus 5. Our last question, here it starts to get quite interesting because the variables are also becoming part of your common factors. Here we have 6 times 1 times x, and for the second one we have 6 times 3 times x. Now what we can take out is basically a 6 on both sides and an x on both sides, and what would be left is an x minus 3, and that is your final answer. Please remember that for factorization, you can test whether your answer is correct by distributing the term outside of your bracket back into the bracket and see if you get the same answer. So if we were to look at question number 6 in that regard, we would have 6x multiplied by x minus 3. If we multiply this with each term on the inside, will we get the original expression? And that is 6x times x gives you 6x squared, which is the same as what we started with, so that's correct. Minus 3 times 6x gives us minus 18x. That is our second part of our expression, the second term in our expression. So we know that this answer is correct. This concludes Chapter 1, Exercise 1D, question 1 to 6. Please remember to subscribe to be notified of any new videos on DeVet Classroom.